I became a single mom at 20 years old. Last month, my son turned 15. So I was thinking back to my life in 2004, and you guys, I would have never thought I would be able to be up here and share this story with you today. Back then, all the cards were stacked against me. I was living my life like any other 20-year-old. I had basically no job, I had no college degree, I was living fly by the seat of my pants, and the next thing I know, I have a newborn child, Noah. Man, that was scary, you guys. But let me tell you, when you're faced with this kind of adversity, you would be so surprised at what you're able to accomplish. So Noah was in daycare, I was in college. Eventually, I earned my college degree, and I found my very first real job. But that was back in 2009, right as our economy was collapsing. But as many of us know, I found a sales job. They're always kind of available for us, right? That very first sales gig right out of college for me, it absolutely changed the trajectory of me and Noah's life. I made 75 grand that first year. Holy shit, that was awesome. We didn't have to live in a one-bedroom apartment together anymore, and I learned that I was pretty dang good at sales. For the next 7 years, I continued on this incredible trailblazing path. I was an individual contributor, and then a regular sales manager, and then I became a divisional sales leader. There was absolutely nothing that me and my team couldn't muscle through. But there was a really big gap. I wasn't able to share about Noah. I wasn't able to tell people my personal story. And so I was left feeling a little bit unfulfilled. I was so scared about the looks I would get for being a young mom. I was so scared about the judgment that I would receive because of some of the life choices that I had made. There was fear in showing up as my whole self to work every day. I really struggled. My whole team turned over for 6 months. I didn't know how to make those connections with the first management team I led. I was terrified to have these really deep heart-to-heart conversations with my team because then I would have to be vulnerable and share about myself, right? So we weren't able to have that trust and that commitment to be able to be the best versions of ourselves for each other. I was scared. I couldn't do it. I wouldn't be vulnerable. But looking back today, I completely approached the first 7 years of my career wrong. I did it without conviction, I did it without courage, and I did it without being able to share the story that I'm so proud to share with you today. That all changed when I moved to OpenWorks about 3 years ago. So from the moment that I started interviewing, I proudly wore my badge as a single mom like a badge of honor. It was incredible. I was able to talk about Noah, I was able to share our story, and in my final 30, 60, 90 presentation with our CEO, I even put a picture in there of me and Noah against the advice of some of my very best confidants. But let me tell you guys, this new approach allowed me to show up as my whole self every single day to work. It made me show up as a mom, a young mom who'd worked her ass off, a young mom who'd been able to show up and achieve more than I ever thought was possible. But I also got to show up as the leader that I really wanted to be. I'm a fierce sales leader. I care so deeply about my team. I care about connecting on the nuances of life, and I'm no longer afraid of sharing my setbacks or my failures, and I'm no longer ashamed of sharing my story. This enabled me to build relationships like I've never been able to build in a professional relationship, in a professional environment before. I was having conversations with my team and with my peers, and finally, that dynamic began to change. My office became the safe place. My office became the place where anybody across our entire organization knew that they could come and have a trusting, confident conversation where I would be able to listen because I had finally earned their trust. And I thought to myself, is this what true leadership feels like? There's just no way. There's no way that I finally cracked the code to get these people to confide in me. And then one day, I found myself sitting at the proverbial boardroom table. I was debating issues that I'd only dreamed of doing when I was a young kid. How did I end up here? Wasn't I still that 20-year-old with the kid in the back seat barely being able to make ends meet? But you know what? Today I show up and I work side by side with my CEO, and we conquer those incredible strategic issues together. Things on the home front also began to change with Noah. I was calmer, I was more present, I was able to put my phone away and show up for him in ways that I'd never been able to show up before. So I'll leave you with this. Being vulnerable does not guarantee that you will get anything in return, but I can absolutely guarantee that if you go out there and you're vulnerable, you will own and be proud of showing up as your whole self, because it takes courage. So if there's anything that you guys take away from today, please walk away and know that your story has the ability to inspire and empower others. Other girls want to say, I want to be here someday. I want to show up someday. I could be a single mom just like her. So let's make that commitment to ourselves and to each other in this room that we're going to be a tiny bit more vulnerable when we leave.